Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to bring you guys the next video update of my balcony garden. For those of you guys that don't know who I am, hello, hi, how's it going? My name is Anika and I'm an American in London and I absolutely love balcony gardening and I love sharing my tips and tricks with you guys. So the last time I gave you guys an update is when I was transferring my seedlings from indoors to outdoors. Now I live in London, England, and it is frosty and cold, but in order to grow from seed to plant here in England, you definitely have to start growing indoors before you move them outdoors, and that is exactly what I did this year. So that was my last balcony update. If you guys want to check out that video, I will link it up in the cards for you right now. Now, it's been about 3 months since I first started balcony gardening this year, so it is now about the middle of June in 2021, and I want to give you guys an update of how everything is going so far. But if you guys want to catch up on any of my other balcony gardening videos or any of my gardening videos where I give you guys tons of tips and tricks on how to grow in a small space and in London, England, where there's not that much sun, please make sure to check out the playlist up in the cards right now or linked down in the description of this video. Now, like I said, my plants have been outside for a little over 1 month since I transplanted from indoors to outdoors, and some of my plants have seen lots of success and others not so much. In today's video, I want to give you guys a holistic view of what is growing, what isn't growing, what's seen success, what's maybe struggling, and also just show you guys an overview of exactly how my balcony garden is going this year. Now, before I jump into the actual tour of my balcony garden right now, what I want to do is go over some frequently asked questions that I get from you guys in the comments below. I have tons of questions of exactly how I grow on a balcony garden, kind of the spacing of all my plants, and also just what I'm actually growing. So I want to go through that with you guys today. Now, if you guys have any questions about balcony gardening or container gardening, I'd love to help you guys out as much as I possibly can. And also, I really love that our little gardening community here on YouTube help each other out. So if you guys do have any questions about balcony or container gardening, please leave it in a comment down below and I promise to answer every single one of them. Now, one of the most common questions I get asked is, what am I actually growing on my balcony garden in 2021? So the number one success I saw last year, which I am growing again this year, are my tomatoes, and I am growing 3 different varieties of tomatoes. This year I am growing Roma tomatoes, I am growing heirloom beefsteak tomatoes, and I am also growing cherry tomatoes. And I just want to have a good variety of tomatoes. Now, the next thing I'm growing, I also saw a lot of success with last year, are jalapeno peppers. For some reason, peppers have really grown a lot on my garden, and I used to grow finger chili peppers last year, but this year I'm only growing jalapeno peppers because that's the type of pepper I really like eating. But I am also trying something new, and I am growing bell peppers this year, or just colored peppers as you would call them here in the UK. In the US, we call them bell peppers, but I am growing a variety of colors. I think I'm growing yellow, red, green, orange, the whole mix of colors of bell peppers, and this is my first year trying to grow bell peppers. So I am growing red onions again this year, and I did try growing them a little bit different than I did grow them last year. I did take your guys' tips and tricks of trying to grow bigger red onions this year, but to be honest, they're not seeing as much success as I would like them to see compared to 2020. So I'm hoping that my red onions do get a chance to kind of blossom and grow more later in the year. But if you guys do have any other tips for growing red onions, I would love to know, because mine are a little bit here, there, everywhere, but I am trying different things out. And the one thing I have to say with gardening is you definitely have to give it kind of a try or a test. It's never perfect the first time. It's not even perfect the second or third time, but gardening is all an experiment, and I absolutely love experimenting with my balcony garden. I am also growing a few herbs this year. Herbs are really easy to grow, to be honest, and they usually sprout up pretty quickly here in the UK. So I am growing a few different variety of herbs. I am growing basil as well as mint, and I do have some parsley and cilantro, but that's not doing as well. But overall, I am growing some herbs because I do use herbs every day in my cooking, and it's just nice to have fresh herbs out on the balcony. And finally, the last thing that I am growing this year that I'm seeing so much success with, and it's the first time I'm growing it, is pak choi. And pak choi is basically like a Chinese cabbage leafy vegetable. So anyways, other than tomatoes, I'd say pak choi is another great beginner vegetable to start growing on a balcony garden. So another question I often get asked is what is actually growing and what is not growing successfully on my balcony garden. And I have to say every balcony is totally different. The way your balcony is facing, how much sun you actually get, how much you water your plants, and also the overall warmth of your balcony is going to totally affect the plants that you are growing and how successful they are. Now, I have to say my balcony is northeast facing, so I basically only get sun in the mornings. And because it is glass surrounding it, I definitely have a very warm balcony. So in my case, I see the most success with tomatoes because tomatoes really love a warm environment and they also really love the sun. And the last few weeks here in the UK, we have had a lot of sun, so which has really helped my tomatoes grow. But overall, because I get enough morning sun, about 4 to 5 hours every single day, my plants tend to really thrive because of the amount of sun I'm getting. And also because my balcony is surrounded by glass, because it is glass panes around that basically encompass my balcony, it stays really warm, which is kind of causing a bit of a greenhouse effect on my balcony. And I'd have to say that is also contributing to the success of my tomato plants and also my chili plants. If you guys are looking for a video that goes over exactly what you should be growing and what works really well on a balcony garden, whether you have a sunny or a shady balcony, I do have a video all about that and I'll link it up in the cards for you right now. So the next question I often get asked is how often am I actually watering my plants? Now, England is relatively a pretty wet country and London does get lots of rain even here in the summer, but when it is really, really hot, I tend to water my plants twice a day. I usually water in the morning and in the evening. But when it is wet outside or there is any sort of rain here in England, I definitely check my soil and I make sure that I don't overwater, because when you do overwater your plants, especially tomato plants, you might end up with root rot, which is quite dangerous, and then it might affect your plants and your tomatoes that you are going to harvest eventually. So my rule of thumb is if your soil looks a little bit moist or wet, you do not have to water that day. Don't worry. Plants are pretty resilient. You don't want to go multiple days of leaving dry soil, but if the soil is moist, that is actually more than enough water for your tomatoes, your peppers, your cabbage, whatever else you are growing. And also a top tip for my tomato growers out there, if you are growing tomatoes, the best thing to do when it comes to watering your tomatoes is waiting until the soil gets fairly dry before you water them again. Now, don't inconsistently water your plants or your tomatoes because it's going to cause the tomato to actually split, but over watering your tomatoes and making that soil super, super damp or wet is going to result in root rot, and you're not going to want that. The third question I get asked is, am I using any sort of fertilizer? So I did use compost to plant all of my plants, but I also use a liquid fertilizer mixed in with water when I am watering my plants. So I have a liquid fertilizer concentrate that I will link down in the description down below. And if you guys want any of the products I am talking about in this video, I will be sure to link them down in the description below. But my liquid fertilizer is a concentrate and I basically mix it like 1 part to like 10 parts water. And I use my liquid fertilizer about every 2 to 3 weeks on my plants. When you are container gardening, you have to be very mindful because your plants are going to naturally soak up all the nutrients from the soil that you are using in order to plant these plants, because you're not in the dirt or you're not in the ground. So you are going to need some sort of liquid fertilizer occasionally. Like I said, every 2 to 3 weeks is usually enough, but again, use your best judgment. So the next question I get asked are there any pests on my plants? And I would say yes and no. So I have experienced pests in the past, but this year there are no pests so far. So usually pests comes from when water builds up on your leaves or you have too much moisture around your leaves, okay? So a lot of those pests end up growing, especially aphids. Aphids are probably the most common pest I get on my plants. Now I do have a regular bug repellent that I do use occasionally if I get a very bad infestation. And if you guys are interested in that bug repellent, it's linked down in the description below. But I usually try to stay as organic as possible if I am growing at home. Now, it totally depends on the level of infestation that you do have, if you need a stronger bug repellent or if you can use a home method to do this. So in the past, I have done a mixture of both. If I have had tons of aphids and they're affecting more than one plant, I will use my bug infestation spray, and that usually kills all of them. But that doesn't mean your plants are organic anymore. So in order to keep your plants organic, I also use a combination of soapy water in a spray bottle. And when I put that onto the leaves, usually the aphids slip right off, and it is very, very easy to keep your plants organic, but also keep pests off them. I will do a whole nother video on this if you guys are interested. And if you guys are interested in more home growing tips and tricks and how to keep your plants organic, please do give this video a thumbs up so I know to create more content like this for you. But overall, if you are getting any pests on your plants, I would say the first thing is to actually isolate that plant so it does not affect any other plants. And then try using organic methods first if you do want to. And then obviously, if you do have a larger infestation, I do have a very good bug repellent or pest repellent, and I definitely use that when needs be. And finally, the last question that I do get asked from all of you guys that are such keen gardeners or maybe even beginner gardeners is it too late to start gardening now that it's June or the start of summer? And I would say it is never too late to actually start growing on your balcony garden or in your garden or container gardening. You can always grow indoors, so that is always the case, so it's never too late. But also, if you do want to start growing anything outdoors, I would say two things that are growing really, really well in my balcony garden that you can grow really quickly is the pak choi, so that's a cabbage, and that is growing so quickly. I swear, I could probably grow more and more if I really wanted to right now, but I have plenty for myself. But that sprouts up super quickly. I remember when I grew it from seed, it was sprouting immediately, and then it actually turns into a full plant really quickly as well. So if you want to grow pak choi, it is not too late to start now. And also, if you want to grow any sort of herb, herbs are kind of year round, and you can grow them in a pot in your kitchen or on your balcony. So if you want to grow any herbs, it's not too late to start growing them now. So I have chatted on long enough. Let's go outside and check out my balcony and give you guys a little bit of a tour and an update of exactly what's happening 3 months into growing. Guys, here is an update of my balcony garden 3 months into growing. This is at the middle to end of June 2021, and I want to give you kind of a little bit of a tour and an update of what has been growing really, really well and what's been struggling a bit. Over here on the left is where I actually have my onions growing. Now you can see I have planted onions 2 different ways this year, and I've done a totally different video on that update as well. But this pot here has all my onions kind of just barely planted or just barely into the soil, because I was told that if I plant my onions on the top of the soil, they will grow bigger. But I'm starting to see them kind of struggle. I'm not sure if they're actually doing as well as I thought they would. And these ones, I actually planted these onions a little bit deeper, but still on the top level of the soil, and they are doing better. So it might be that these ones are actually going to end up being my more successful red onions this year. Also here, as I mentioned, I am growing a few herbs. So this is my basil plant. I also have some mint, and I have some parsley just there. Overall, herbs are so easy to grow on a balcony garden. And what I also love is that when you keep growing herbs, you can move them indoors as well when it gets too cold for them outside. But I absolutely love having fresh herbs to cook with, and it's just so much cheaper when you are growing your herbs at home rather than purchasing herbs every single time when you go to the grocery store. Now, the next thing I have to show you guys, I have seen so much success with, and it is my pak choi. So I have some just here against this wall. I have some here in this pot, and I even have some over there as well. So I have tons of pak choi this year. I'm going to have stir fry for days, and you can see how big, if I put my hand next to them, how big these leaves are getting. It's actually insane. I cannot believe how easy and quick it is to grow a pak choi. I never tried it. I absolutely love eating it. I buy it from the grocery store all the time. But as you can see, I have tons of little bundles of pak choi planted here, and these are actually each individually one. And I know in the grocery store what they do is they chop them at the root, and then when you chop them at the root, they become one little bundle of pak choi. I actually don't know how to harvest pak choi yet. I haven't tried harvesting this, but I think they're ready to go. And this is my first year growing pak choi, so this is all a learning experience for me. But overall, I have to say I am so impressed with how well my pak choi is doing. So the next thing I have to show you guys are all my different types of peppers. Now they're all still kind of small and they're still growing. This one has grown up so quickly and so fast compared to the others, but I actually don't know which are which anymore. I have to wait basically until they start blossoming and they start showing their peppers for me to understand. But I am growing jalapeno peppers as well as different colored bell peppers, and they all are going to be so amazing. I'm so excited. But you can see here some of my peppers are definitely growing faster than some of my other peppers over here, which are definitely little babies and they're still growing. I have to say with peppers, they are really difficult to kind of grow at the same pace. I have to say, like, some grow a lot faster and some grow a lot slower, but overall peppers take a little bit longer than most vegetables to start growing. But when they do start blossoming and they start growing, you'll see yields immediately, but you do have to be a little bit more patient with them. Now on this side of my balcony, I get the most amount of sun, and that's where I actually have all of my tomatoes planted. You can see here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different pots of tomatoes. I have so many tomato plants growing. I actually don't even know how many. I have to count them. But the reason I have tomato plants on this side of my balcony is this is the northeast facing corner, and this corner actually gets the most amount of sun on my balcony. So when I am planting any sort of plant that needs lots of sun or heat, I like to keep them on this side. You can see there's more here, but overall this is where I get the most sun, and as you can see, my tomatoes have grown tremendously. Now, what I am going to do in one of my future videos is I'm going to show you guys how to stake tomatoes, and I'm also going to show you guys how to grow tomato plants instead of leaves. As you can see, I have tons of leaves, and that's actually not going to produce that many tomatoes. So it's so important to make sure you're pruning your tomato plants and that they are staked correctly, and that you keep topping up all of your containers with more compost and dirt, because tomatoes need lots of nutrition. And I will be doing a totally separate video about that. So if you guys are interested in seeing that video in the future, please make sure to smash that subscribe button, because I will, of course, share that in the future. Overall, my tomatoes are doing so well, and I'm so proud of them. And as you can see here, there is some more pak choi as well. I am honestly overwhelmed with how quick and easy it is to grow pak choi, and also just how satisfying it is to see such large leaves on my pak choi. Overall, this is my balcony garden so far in 2021. I have to say that I am so proud with everything that I am growing, and everything seems to be working pretty well. There is some issues with the onions, and then also just some things are growing faster than others, but again, that is sun exposure. And I actually might rotate all my plants soon. That's another tip I have with balcony gardening that I did in another video, is when you do have limited sun and it's only in one part of your balcony, it is best to rotate all of your pots in order to make sure that everything gets equal sun. But overall, that is what I am growing this year. And as you can see, my balcony is super green and I'm so proud of it. Give this video a thumbs up if you guys are proud of my balcony garden this year, because I know I am. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my 3-month balcony vegetable garden update. I absolutely love growing here on my balcony, and I absolutely love that all of you guys like following along. If you guys want to see more balcony gardening or just any home gardening tips, please make sure to smash that subscribe button, be a part of my YouTube family, and turn on that bell notification so you know exactly when my next video is going live. Also, if you guys have any suggestions of any other types of videos you guys want to see here on my YouTube channel, whether it has to do with balcony gardening or being an American in London or even spinning on my spin bike, I absolutely love doing videos that are helpful for you guys. So if you do have any suggestions, please do leave it down in the comment below. Right guys, I wish you guys the best of luck with your balcony gardening this year, and I hope you guys are having an amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I hope to catch you in my next video. Bye!